So, what do you guys think about the new Spider-Man movie? It might be good for you people to watch because I used to watch Spider-Man movies a long time ago, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Have you guys ever seen the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies back when you were little kids? I don't know if you guys were alive back in 2002 or somewhere in 2001 at the time when Spider-Man 1 came out. I don't know if I ever saw Spider-Man 1 in the movie theater. I think I saw it on videotape. That was the first time watching it. Because when I was growing up, I used to watch movies on tape. That was before YouTube and Netflix were invented, where videotapes you can watch in the VCR and put on the TV. Well, I don't know if I ever saw the Spider-Man 1 movie. I didn't like the movie. I thought Spider-Man 1 is actually pretty cool. Like, the Green Goblin guy was pretty scary. I do remember playing the computer games. The computer games used to be a lot of fun. I want to know, do people still make Spider-Man computer games today? Is the new Spider-Man movie going to include a computer game? Like, I used to play those games back when I was a kid. They used to be really cool. Don't you guys agree? In 2004, they made a sequel called Spider-Man 2. And that featured that guy with the robot arms. That's the most famous, popular Spider-Man movie there was. I did saw that movie in the movie theater, but I thought it was actually pretty cool. But the robot arms guy, Doc Ock is what it's called. It was a pretty scary fellow. Don't you guys agree? If you guys were alive back in 2004, do you think Dr. Octopus is a really scary guy? That he's really popular. Even Burger King had Happy Meal toys of Spider-Man 2. They had Lego sets. They had everything for Spider-Man 2. It was like a fad when it first came out. It pretty much came out at the same time as Shrek 2. Was Spider-Man 1 a fad back in 2002? Well, Zany Brainy Toy Store, it's the name of the toy store that doesn't exist anymore. They used to have Spider-Man toys. I remember seeing a face of Spider-Man that looks pretty damaged and that ruins and stuff like that. I forgot what it was. It's kind of hard to explain. It's from the Spider-Man movie where kids get to pretend they're having a Spider-Man movie. Do you remember those toys when you were a kid? Spider-Man used to be really popular with toys back when I was growing up. It's kind of interesting that Spider-Man movies is a rival competitor to Harry Potter. They have video games and toys and lots of merchandise. America versus England. Spider-Man and Harry Potter. New York City versus London, England. The most interesting thing about watching Spider-Man movies, it's like watching Men in Black 2. They both take place in New York City. Stuart Little movies also take place in New York too. I can't think of any other films set in New York City. Well, just the Stuart Little movies. That's the only films I can think of set in New York City. I don't quite remember what films I saw as a little kid that take place in New York City. I mostly watch Thomas the Tank Engine and Jurassic Park movies and Toy Story. They don't take place in New York City. They take place in a fictional location. Like, Toy Story takes place in the suburbs of America, just like everybody else lives in the suburbs that we can relate to. And Thomas the Tank Engine takes place in Great Britain, in the British countryside, in the island of Sodor. It's a fictional island in the UK. Well, of course, it's a British TV show. I thought it was an American show. Don't you guys agree? And what's the other film that I talked about? Oh, yeah, Jurassic Park. It doesn't take place in New York. It takes place on a fictional island near Costa Rica, which is actually filmed in Hawaii. So let me get this straight. Some of the films I've watched as a little kid take place in the suburbs, and also the jungle and the pretty countryside. That's all the settings of movies I've saw all the time. Men in Black movies is kind of like the first movie I saw set in New York City. Was it Men in Black 2? I think so. Were there any movies set in New York City back in 2001? I don't think so. They had Jurassic Park 3 and Spy Kids. They mostly take place in fictional locations. Oh, the reason why Spider-Man's from New York, because the comic books were written in New York City. Plus, the guy who wrote Spider-Man is from New York. It's actually based on his life living in New York City. Kind of like when people make movies in Los Angeles, it's pretty much based on the life of filmmakers living in Los Angeles. Plus, it's where the Hollywood film industry is located. Well, New York City has a film industry also, because that's where movies were invented. They decided to move to California because of the cold climate. Plus, New York City is kind of cold and wet. Not a good idea for making movies over there. Too cold and wet. Plus, it's too expensive. Los Angeles is really cheap. That's why they moved there 100 years ago. Like some of the Thomas Edison's employees moved there. Some of the New York City detail in Spider-Man were firefighters, the police department, subway trains, and the taxi cabs. Those are all the symbols of New York City we saw that we can think of New York City. When I was a kid, I thought New York City is really cool because the policemen, they have really cool uniforms and lots of cool cop cars, lots of cool graphic design and costume design for the police officers. Don't you guys agree? I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, in Los Angeles, California. Our policemen are very different looking according to the uniforms and badges and designs. For example, in the sheriff's department, they wear green pants and tan shirts. And the police officers in LA, they wear black uniforms, like in Terminator. In Las Vegas, Nevada, the police officers wear tan uniforms, like the sheriff's department in Los Angeles. In Henderson, Nevada, the policemen wear black uniforms, like the cops in Los Angeles. Can you imagine there's a superhero movie set in Los Angeles? When you think of Los Angeles movies, it's mostly Terminator. That's kind of like a superhero movie, but it's not really a superhero. It's kind of like a robot sent back to the future to save somebody. He doesn't want to help other people. He just wants to help one kid. He caused way too much criminal activity. Police officers don't like that guy, so he's not a superhero at all. Why am I talking about cities that has nothing to do with Spider-Man? I'm just talking about the culture in Spider-Man based on New York City. Oh yeah, pizza delivery. That's New York City, of course. So, Spider-Man gave us lots of information about New York City. Everybody on the planet knows New York City. It's easy to know of. I kind of forgot the TV show Sesame Street takes place in New York. I thought it said someplace else when I was a little kid. And there's one episode where Elmo wants to play the marching band. There was a cop saying New York Police Department. So it's set in New York City. Kind of cool, isn't it? Where's Spider-Man? Isn't Spider-Man supposed to be in Sesame Street? That would be kind of cool. Don't you think the Spider-Man movie should have Big Bird and Elmo in it as one of the characters, like one of the victims, the robbers or evil villains? Well, that would be kind of funny. Except Spider-Man's for big kids, not for little kids. Well, actually for babies. Sesame Street's for babies. Babies will not, Spider-Man's kind of too violent for babies, of course. It's for bigger kids. You know, elementary school kids, middle school kids, stuff like that. Not for kindergartners. Kindergartners might like it. The only thing I love about Spider-Man are the video games and toys. The movies are okay, but I like the computer games and toys a lot more. They're a lot cooler, don't you guys agree? Have you guys ever played Spider-Man computer games when you were a kid? Have you guys ever owned Spider-Man toys when you were a kid? So Spider-Man 3 was kind of like the end of the Spider-Man fad. And it was the most popular Spider-Man movies of all. But a lot of fans hated it, according to the internet. People used to make parodies of Spider-Man 3, like the black goo that attacked Spider-Man that made his, people calls it the emo, according to YouTube. I did not know there's a word emo. What the heck is that strange word anyway? Thomas the Tank Engine and Sesame Street never talked about that word. That's the weirdest word I ever heard in my whole life. Well, Spider-Man 3 is kind of like a pretty good or bad Spider-Man movie, but the black goo is kind of cool. Pretty scary, though. Sandman was kind of cool, but some people say he's kind of lame, according to YouTube people. So Spider-Man 3 is kind of like the downfall of the Spider-Man movies. The lamest Spider-Man movie of all time. People on YouTube used to make fun of it. But Spider-Man came back in 2012 with Andrew Garfield. People said he's actually pretty good, in their opinion. I think there's too much to say about a lot of Spider-Man movies. Like, they made the second movie, they made two Spider-Man movies, like the Andrew Garfield. But with Tom Holland, they had about 4 Spider-Man movies, 5, I think. Some people said Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man there was, than Tobey Maguire. I think he's actually pretty good, too. So what's Spider-Man going to do this time? Is he going to travel to Europe this time? He did go to Germany in this one Captain America Civil War movie. Wait, Spider-Man going to Germany? Are you serious? Is Spider-Man going to eat sausages and hamburgers? Is he going to make out with German women? I like fat German women. No offense. Imagine Spider-Man meeting a German woman. That would be kind of funny. Looks like MJ will be really jealous. Or maybe he's finding a bunch of bad political people over there in Germany. Germany's a rich European country. They're no longer bad guys anymore since World War II. Hopefully there not be any bad German guys and Spider-Man going to start another world war. Or to have another bad government. But Germany's part of the EU. It's no longer a bad country anymore. They're one of the good guys nowadays.